Welcome back to the continent, where blades glint in twilight, monsters roam the wilds, and destiny bleeds through every road. This is The Witcher Season 4, the chapter of separation, of rebuilding, of war and hope. Today, we're diving into the full story, the journey of Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri, from the ash of the last war to the precipice of a new reckoning. Spoiler alert, we'll cover everything, so strap in. Season 3 closed with events that shook the very bedrock of the continent. Battles, betrayals, portals, lost identities. With the paper torn from the page, Season 4 opens in the wake of devastation. Our three heroes, Geralt of Rivia, Yennefer of Vengerberg, and Princess Ciri, wake to a world undone and themselves scattered, each needing to walk a separate path before they might ever walk it together again. On the war-riven continent, alliances are fragile, magic is in crisis, and monster hunters are as likely to serve kings as they are to serve themselves. The logline sets the tone. If they can embrace and lead the misfits they find themselves in, they have a chance of surviving the baptism of fire and finding one another again. First up, Geralt, played now by Liam Hemsworth, stepping into rails once held by Henry Cavill. Geralt is hurt, physically, emotionally, after his confrontation with the powerful mage Vilgefortz. He limps, he grits his teeth, he doesn't yet know whether the world wants him or fears him. In this season, Geralt travels not alone but among a ragtag Hanza of companions, the ever-faithful bard Jaskier, the sharp-eyed archer Milva, the dwarf Zoltan, and the enigmatic barber-surgeon-vampire Regis, played by Lawrence Fishburne. An unexpected but welcome new addition. These characters accompany Geralt as he hunts, fights, grieves, laughs, rarely, and slowly begins to accept that there is more to him than swords and contracts. This storyline follows the novel Baptism of Fire more closely than previous seasons, and returns Geralt to the monster-hunting, road-traveling structure of early episodes. Geralt's path is, in many ways, the most immediately entertaining. The Fellowship-style journey across fields and forests, meeting new faces, confronting new beasts, while his heart tinkers with the idea of found family and responsibility. Next is Yennefer. After Season 3's explosion of magic and collapse of the Brotherhood of Sorcerers, Yennefer's story in Season 4 is one of reinvention, resolve, and ruthless reclamation. With the magic order in tatters and the villain Vilgefortz gaining portal travel dominance, Yennefer must gather the remnants, Philippa, Fringilla, Francesca, and transform them into something new, a force capable of challenging tyranny. The stakes are high, the magic raw, and the transformation of Yennefer from lone sorceress to leader is one of the season's strongest arcs. In Episode 6, Twilight of the Wolf, we witness Yennefer at her fiercest. The battlefield of Monte Calvo shakes with the clash of sorcery and steel. Here, Yennefer doesn't simply survive. She commands, she leads, she transcends. This, more than any sword swing, marks the evolution of her legend. And then there is Ciri, the spark, the storm, the child of prophecy trying desperately to become her own person. After the destruction of Tor Lara's tower, Ciri emerges in the Korath desert, disoriented, vulnerable, powerful, yet unwilling to lean on her elder blood heritage. A breaker of identity, she joins the Rats, a young, thieving, morally chaotic band, and introduces herself as Falka, a name steeped in rebellion and blood. Her arc is messy, conflicted, uncomfortable, and that is why it works. Ciri's struggle is simple yet profound. Can she outrun her past? Can she redefine her destiny? The answer? Not really, because destiny, as this season repeatedly teaches, catches up. Ciri's arc is uneven, yes. The Rat subplot overflows with new characters, shifting loyalties, and morally gray ground. But that very messiness mirrors what Ciri feels, a girl lost in a world that demands should be everything all at once. Together, these three paths form the architecture of Season 4. There is separation, yes, but that separation becomes the space for transformation. The continent is at war, magic is under siege, prophecy approaches, and our heroes must either adapt or be consumed. This season marks a return to clarity. The narrative is cleaner than recent seasons. 3 distinct arcs, 8 episodes, a unified direction toward the finale. Unlike previous seasons that tangled timelines and jumped perspectives, this one prioritizes structure. The return of monster hunts in Geralt's plot, the rise of Yennefer as a leader, and Ciri's identity crisis all are threads pulled tight for the final clash. This is the penultimate prelude. Season 4 builds the stage, Season 5 will bring the performance. No recounting of Season 4 is complete without noting the cast changes and additions. Most prominent, Liam Hemsworth as Geralt, a major shift, handled more gracefully than many expected. His Geralt is wounded, softer, more introspective, but still deadly. Then there's Lawrence Fishburne as Regis, a fresh face breathing charisma and mystery into the show. Danny Woodburn returns as Zoltan, adding humor and dwarf-sized heart. Sharlto Copley appears as Leo Bonhart, the bounty hunter villain whose arrival tilts the tone dark. These additions widen the world, deepen the stakes, and anchor Season 4 in both familiar and surprising ways. As Episode 8 fades, we don't get a clean bow. Instead, we get sparks. We get tremors of ruin and rebirth. Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri remain separated, yes, but the ground beneath them quakes with what's to come. War looms, powers awaken, fates converge. This season ends not with closure, but with ignition. It is less the end of the story than the opening salvo of the endgame. Netflix confirms Season 5 will be the final season, and this chapter sets every piece on the board. So, what have we learned this season? That separation sometimes breeds the strongest bonds. That destiny cannot be outrun, but it can be recrafted. That the Witcher world still thrives when the focus is sharp, the stakes high, and the characters have space to breathe and bleed. Is it flawless? No. Some threads are messy. Ciri's arc stumbles. The actor shift whispers rather than roars. But despite that, Season 4 stands as the most cohesive chapter yet, a powerful foundation for the finale to come. If you're new to the saga, start here. If you've been with us since the beginning, buckle up for the final ride. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Season 4 of The Witcher. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite moment or character transformation. Until next time, keep your steel sharp, your potions stocked, and may the monsters tremble at your approach.